NSFW, what unexpectedly turned you on? I accidentally Pavloved myself. There used to be this porn I watched with two chicks in it that had no audio other than music by Disturbed. Years later Disturbed came on the radio. I instantly got turned on. Was so confused for like 10 seconds. Oh what? We were going through our old childhood books to donate to charity and she found the Sesame Street picture book I must have owned as a kid. She was going to get rid of it but I wanted to keep it. She started reading through it to me to tease me. When she got to the section about Ernie taking a bubble bath with his rubber ducky, in her teasing voice it awoke something in me I didn't know about myself before. We kept that book and now she reads it to me on my birthdays before we have bubble bath sex. We finally learn the origin story. We're witnessing history. My wife doesn't really ever swear. Except when we are doing the deed. Then she throws around F-bombs freely. One day she kicked the corner of the table and screamed out aloud, "Fuck." I had a Pavlovian response in my shorts. This as what unexpectedly turned on you, and started writing about how when I was younger my grandma's sweet dog almost tore off 2 of my fingers. Thank God I went back and read it. If I had gold I would give you. I got you. Fiancé makes this sound when he's turned on by something I'm doing or that he's looking at on me, but it can be a problem sometimes because he sometimes uses the same sound when he sees like an ad for food that looks really when my so jokingly bit my butt. I was lying naked on the bed after a shower and he straight up bit my butt cheek as a joke, and dang, it did things. Wife couldn't reach something and I caught her hopping up to try and get to it when she didn't know I was there. My brain went into primal must fight right now mode. And now everything in your house is just out of reach, right? When my husband looks back when he's backing in the car. Does that include the putting the arm over the passenger seat back? Kind of like a reverse hair down moment? Don't know how to describe it. First time noticing was a girl I kind of knew in high school, sort of pretty with really long brunette hair, in a science class. It was a practical lab, so no hanging hair. In just one sweep she gathered up all her hair and pulled and tied it into a ponytail, and slipped on the safety glasses, and I was just gone. Was going to say the same thing. My first date with my girlfriend, she put her hair up in a bun and it felt like time was moving in slow motion. I wasn't sure if I was gay or not, and those few seconds cleared that one up. I told her about it and she said it felt a little awkward to her actually. She was struggling to get her hair in the tie. But I enjoyed it. My hairdresser straddles my leg once in a while and gets really close. She also give the best scalp massages. I'm pretty sure they do that for the tip. Which tip though? I don't know, smirking face. She also gave me her number but I haven't asked her out. Well, you're either not into her or an idiot. She's clearly into you. I'm just not into her enough to find a new place for a haircut. I've been going there for a decade. Valid. Clips before hips, oncoming fist. Haircuts before bare butts. Neat shave before meat cave. Cut hair before see bear. Scissors before scissors. My wife and I were in Pier 1 a while back and we happened to walk by the Venetian mask display. She tried on a black velvety one jokingly, not to be sexy at all, but we both just stopped and stammered for a second as we realized it got us both going, a lot. I bought it for her as a surprise a few days later. It has been over a year in a drawer with the tag still on it. Never used. I am sad now. My former professor took job as copywriter for the education system in our company. So I write the technical stuff, send it to him and he'll make it nice to read. First time I read his work on my text, I was amazed by how well he understood what I meant and made it so much better, and I got wet. I still sometimes think about certain paragraphs when masturbating. A year and I'm down to FIAC. Never get a puppy please. Or do. I don't know. Username checks out. First off, I'm a guy. So my high school had a darkroom for a black and white film photography program. I was the only boy in the course, There were about 10 to 15 girls in the class. I was pretty good, and by my junior year, I had been involved in the program longer than any other student. Having so much experience led to me being a good place to go for advice on printing their photos. I would go to their station to figure things out, and the same 3 friends of mine, that were girls, in that class, would come up behind me and rest their chin on my right shoulder, and that would always wake me up. I never expected something like that to send goosebumps up and down my body, and warrant a reaction downstairs, but it happened, and I took it in stride from then on.